to another edition of Rise and Shine. We are back with some new shows here, and we're happy to be back. And we're going to be getting right into them right after this brief commercial.
Tune in to Rise and Shine on Fox 10 on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 4 a.m. with me, James Gordon, and Henry Haseeb.
H&H Financial Services in Mobile has over 20 years experience in accounting, bookkeeping, appraisals, real estate, and year-round tax preparations. Give them a call today at 251-438-1620 or visit them at 1560 St. Stephen's Road in Mobile. Let your money grow in our care at H&H Financial Services.
Car smash? Call me, Dr. James Gordon, D.C. It's about trust. No attorney? Some of our patients handle their own case. Call 476-PAIN. We get paid when the insurance company pays. It's about trust. After all, it's your money. Call 476-PAIN. The choice is yours.
All right, we're back with Rise and Shine. We're going to start off the program with a brief word of inspiration here, and we're going to be talking about guns and gun control here. With the name of God, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, thee alone we serve, and thee alone do we beseech for aid. Show us the straight way, the way of those whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those whose portion is not wrath, and who go not astray. Amen.
Amen. All right, Brother Haseeb, you're going to talk a little bit about gun control. There's been a little bit of violence here and there, and even at Lance Stadium, I think we've had, which is in Mobile, Alabama, there was a little bit of a shooting. You know, anytime it's over, you know, the problem with the statistics, many times they'll go with, if one or two people are shot, they want to call it a mass shooting. I think the number should be more around 4 or 5, you know, to make it past domestic shooting and maybe non-related people getting shot, so that you can actually have clear numbers. The guns that
well, you know, there's a lot of talk about whether the gun is the responsible person or whether the person is. Well, of course, we know guns don't have minds, so the gun don't pull this trigger itself. But this is my thinking, Doc, on that is, if you make available all of these different types of gun, all of these guns, and they just, like you can go to the candy store and buy candy, then of course you're going to have an increase in violence, even though the gun is not the one that's actually pulling the trigger. It's sort of like some of the other things that we're suffering in here, tobacco, especially among young people.
You know, the vaping.
You know, the vapor and all of that that's being there. If you make these available, then people are going to use them. And unfortunately, when you use a gun, a lot of times you don't get another chance at it.
Yeah, I think a lot of times in our country, our freedoms and our big, wide, this nation, you know, people have more freedoms in this nation than any other nation on earth. And I think that, you know, we've got so many shows that we could talk about in the future with the vaping and with the socialist ideas that some people have, some young people have. But I think when you talk about the gun violence, the truth is that the guns don't pull the trigger, and the truth is that when they put these predatory mortgages on the market back in 2006, 7, 8, the people used them because you made it available, and even though it was something that the banks knew and the mortgage companies knew was going to steal a lot of people's homes, they went ahead and did it, and then we ended up bailing out the banks and let the people lose their homes. So as not to repeat history, I think I agree with you. It's one of the rare times that you and I both agree that I think if something is done, I'm a life member of the NRA, National Rifle Association. I believe in carrying guns, and I believe in guns, and but however, I don't see a need for a AK-47, M15 style, civilian style, M16 civilian style rifle or machine gun style gun, or an extended clip in the civilians' hands. That those things are, when Jim Brady was shot back in '94, a law was passed, and what the deal was made behind the scenes to the gun industries obviously was we'll do it for 10 years and we'll let the study show that it was no benefit. Well, psychological benefit is all the benefit we need. We don't need statistics to show the numbers going down, this, that, and the other, because we know there will always be crazy people. There will always be people wielding knives and wielding this and wielding stones or whatever it takes to hurt people. However, if it helps society, if it helps the minds of the people to be more at ease by getting these guns off our streets or making them illegal to have them, you say, well, you can't put the water back in the tub after you let it out. Well, you do. You offer a buyback, and then you tell the people if you're caught with it, you're going to get 10 years in prison, no questions asked. Now, all of a sudden, that gun becomes something. It becomes a scarlet letter, or it becomes a leprosy that you want to get rid of.
Well, one thing I think we have to ask ourselves is, how does, and we're talking about in America here now, how do you have more guns than you have people in America
Ain't
today?
that messy, I see. I got, now look,
well,
just because I got 10 guns or 20 guns doesn't mean that
well, I'm
is
saying
bad.
we have to look at the root of why these things.
Well, do you play golf?
No, I don't.
Do you go? Have you ever seen a golf club with one club, one person?
Well, and I'm not trying to justify why you have it, and I don't have a problem.
I'm trying to justify
as to that you do have it, but the problem is we have to ask. Here's a weapon that's used to kill.
Well, I see.
And in the day when even the times when I was coming up, young men especially, they wanted to learn how to shoot a gun. But it wasn't to learn how to shoot a gun to shoot a human. It was to basically shoot animals that you were going to partake and eat. But nowadays, we shoot humans, we probably end up shooting more humans than we are shooting animals with the gun. So we have to look at what caused this. And what I was bringing up is that I believe it's because of this greed of money of the gun manufacturer, that they want to just get more money, more money, more money. And if guns is a way that they can get it, then they have no problem in doing it, regardless of the effect that it's got on society.
Well, we agree that the machine guns has no place in society. But the guns, the reason people have more than guns, there are more guns than people, is because just like the golf clubs, each club in that bag is for a different approach to that hole with that golf ball. So the guns, each gun that I have, is for different things, if you would. There's a gun for long range, short range. Guns were made to kill animals, and they were killing people, and since the beginning of guns, for protection, for dueling. We are not as barbaric as we used to be. That people like to say that America is sliding this way or that way, but when you look at the reason Aaron Burr killed Alexander Hamilton was because Hamilton insulted Burr's wife in a bar where the wife was not even there. So it doesn't, the light insults got people shot back many years ago. So it's nothing new as far as the gun violence. What's new is the mass gun violence and the shooting of unknown people, the random shooting. The shooting at the Ladd Stadium was a guy shot 9 people. One person got shot 5 times. One person got shot 2 or 3 times. But he shot 9 people. He didn't even know the people. He was mad at another group or one group, and of the 9, he may have known some of the 9 that were shot. I'll take that back. But some of the 9 that were shot, he did not know, because I spoke to some of the victims. And the gentleman shot, I believe, 20 times. Well, there's no regular clip in a handgun that holds 20 rounds. So this had to be an extended clip. The extended clips, there's no place for an extended clip in our society. These are clips that holds 30 rounds that fit into a gun that normally shoots 5 or 10 rounds. It extends past the gun stock of the gun, or the handle grip of the gun. You'll see those clips sticking out farther than the gun, those extended clips. No place for them in society. No place for anything that resembles a machine gun. The Uzis and machine guns need to be banned and I'm guilty of owning one of those type weapons, and I'll honor the ban. If it was banned, I would get rid of it, destroy it, or give it, sell it back, or throw it away, whatever I need to do.
Well, because there's been so much talk about guns and what is the solution to this problem that we have with gun violence, and I think we got to start back from where the problem started with, and I think you got to go back to the manufacturer, and you got to put some stricter laws on manufacturing these types of guns, because
Amen.
let's face it. I mean, it's just like computers, anything else. You buy a computer today and it's obsolete tomorrow, because they making the improvements, and of course from the manufacturer standpoint, they're making money every time they make a little change, and a lot of these things are planned. They could make a better computer maybe today, but they want to hold that for tomorrow because they'll make more money. And I think it's the same way, and I think we have to take that greed of money making out of the gun industry that we have had. Same thing with pharmaceutical. Now it's more about the money, how much money I can make, rather than how much cure that it would actually do it. And that's what I'm saying. We got to change our mindset, our thinking about it, in order to bring about a positive solution to that problem.
We're both in agreement there for sure. And I think that just like the computers, until you make the law that says those guns are illegal, we shouldn't, get mad at the gun manufacturers. I mean, they could have moral standards and say, I'm not going to sell this gun. I think I applaud Walmart. I do applaud Walmart for saying there's certain things that's causing harm in our society. We're just not going to sell it. We're not going to sell the bullets. We're not going to sell the guns. You can buy those somewhere else. We got 10,000 items in our store. We don't need to sell these guns. And someone had said that one of the grocery stores banned selling guns. I never even saw a grocery store selling guns. I was like, talking about a reach, it's like, my goodness.
But I guess in these little country towns that may be so, yeah.
Right.
But I just thinking about a picture that I seen. I'm pretty sure you've seen them. Whereas in the Wild West, at different times they tried different things. They have gun control. And in this one movie here, one of the things was they banned guns because they were shooting up. So when people get drunk in the saloon, and they be shooting, killing people, innocent people, and all. Right, yeah. So what they did was, in order to come into this town, you had to take your gun by the sheriff's office. You pick it up on your way back out. Because they knew that there was a need, going out of town, you may run into anything, a rattlesnake or something that you needed to use a gun for. And I have no problem with that part. But when you got a city, especially an urban city with more people, where the more people you have, the more attempts are going to run. Yeah, people are going to get into disagreements and arguments. And if guns are available like candy, then of course you can't expect anything but what we're getting now.
Well, I think you have to appeal to the morality of the person. Now, too many times, like with the mortgage crisis, that was more the people's problem, a weakness. The people want to say, I can borrow 125% of my house value. I can take that extra money and the bank would say invest it, but the people were saying vacation, new car, new clothes, new furniture, just waste of money. And then when the market crashed, and the values actually went down, now everybody's upside down in their mortgages. But the problem is morality. We're getting away from God. If we had, when we grew up as kids, regardless if you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Jewish or Buddhist, regardless of your denomination, of your belief system, there was a sense of more respect for the for God than there is today. And I think when you respect when you have respect for God, you have respect for humanity, and that respect for humanity extended to your brother, your sister, your cousins, your neighbors, and it was treat people the way you want to be treated. and you definitely didn't want to be treated badly or with disregard, so you didn't treat people badly in disregard.
Well, especially we talk about, like you say, the mortgage crisis, which is about like what the gun crisis is now. I think the developer has to have some responsibility because the product with what you're saying with the mortgages to make these 125% or whatever of the value of the mortgage. If that product was not put out here, then the consumer never would have partaked of it. But
Right.
they developed that product to do just what it did. So to take advantage of them because they didn't sell the bad side of it. Oh, you borrowing 25% of this, and it's probably 125% of what you can afford to pay. So the result, it didn't take a genius to figure out it was going to be a foreclosure. So if you make all of these guns available like this, and the reason they did it was because, again, I believe of greed. In order to be able to sell that paper there, which they did sell it to make it, that just fattens up people's pockets, and they begin to put money over the human being. It's okay to make money, because there's other people who maybe go to the other extreme. They think money is bad, and they walk, or they never refuse it, but they tell the rest of us that money is bad. But I don't think you should put money over the best thing for human life and for the environment. We put money over everything, not realizing that when we do that, it's going to come right back to destroy us.
Amen.
So it didn't take a rocket scientist anyway to find out that, that mortgage crisis was coming. It was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. When they set it up, it was doomed. Let's take a commercial break, Haseeb. We'll be back. You guys stay tuned. We're going to come back and wrap up this episode. We're talking about guns, gun control, some of the ideas. And I guess when we come back, let's talk about some of the ideas that'll make things better for our society. Stay tuned.
H&H Financial Services in Mobile has over 20 years experience in accounting, bookkeeping, appraisals, real estate, and year-round tax preparations. Give them a call today at 251-438-1620 or visit them at 1560 St. Stephen's Road in Mobile. Let your money grow in our care at H&H Financial Services.
Car smash? Call me, Dr. James Gordon, D.C. It's about trust. No attorney? Some of our patients handle their own case. Call 476-PAIN. We get paid when the insurance company pays. It's about trust. After all, it's your money. Call 476-PAIN. The choice is yours. Kick, swivel, lady. Kick, swivel, lady. Kick, swivel, lady. Kick.
Princess Creative Productions can provide affordable and professional video services for small to mid-sized businesses. Our in-studio virtual set shoots start as low as $200. Let our expert get to work on your next video project. Call 251-421-4490 to book your next shoot.
Tune in to Rise and Shine on Fox 10 on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 4 a.m. with me, James Gordon, and Henry Haseeb. Welcome back. We're going to wrap up this episode talking about guns and what we can do in our society. See, we got about 5 more minutes of airtime, and we need to try to figure out on this episode, this portion of the show, what can we do to make a difference? What were you thinking?
Well, I think the first thing we can do is we have to take out these automatic weapons that's for killing human beings that they use in wartime. And I've made the statement before. Say, well, if everybody gonna have any kind of gun, and the Second Amendment give us the right to own a gun, it don't say what type of gun, then I want a tank. I want a tank in my front yard. So that's a gun, So it's where do we stop with this? There. I have no problem with the Second Amendment rights. I think if we're gonna clear out guns, like I said in that movie, then we have to clear it out for everybody. But that probably won't happen. But if you're gonna have a gun, then it should be reasonable. It shouldn't be guns that's manufactured to kill other human beings.
All guns are manufactured to kill, I see.
Well, I know, but I'm just talking about these automatic weapons that they
guns.
use in
Machine
there,
guns.
right? They have
Mass,
right? Yeah,
maybe guns for mass killing. So
exactly.
I agree. I think if you ban the machine gun style, any machine gun, regardless of its name, because if you ban AK-47s, they make AK-57. So just ban any machine gun style gun, any gun that shoots so many rounds per minute. There's no such thing as an legal automatic weapon in America. All weapons are semi-automatic. Simply means you got to continue to pull the trigger to make the gun shoot. There are ways to modify guns to take a semi-automatic to make it fully automatic. You can take that technology away and make it harder to do that. The gun manufacturers can do that. They're sophisticated enough to do that today. And secondly, if you can shoot more than so many rounds per minute, that gun should be banned in America. And the extended clips should be banned in America for use for civilians. I would say that the military, of course, and the police, of course, can use these weapons, but the civilians have no place for these weapons.
Right. And I think one of the things, especially with handguns, if we're going to be permitted, and I think you say Alabama may be an open carry state. What I get that you can carry a gun, you can reveal your gun,
yeah.
And I think if you're gonna have a gun on you, then it should be revealed that not only should you.
Well,
that's right.
Just being messy now.
No, I think it should be revealed. I think you should have to carry that gun where everybody knows you got a gun on you.
I see.
Because
there's concealed permits and there's concealed weapons.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying I think we're talking about if we're gonna solve the problem.
We ain't solving the problem. We're solving the psychological part of the problem.
Well, if you got the gun on you anyway, then what would be the difference between I know you have your gun because people conceal it, and a lot of time maybe they're cold or something like that may show us he may have a gun, but if that person has got a gun and just like they used to have in the West, they wore their guns on the outside. If they knew they had a gun, then this person here, I was gonna tell him that he stepped on my foot, but maybe I'm just gonna keep quiet because he got a gun.
Because the other foot clean.
But some things you may or may not would do if you knew the other person. Instead of sometimes people may make something smart to somebody else, and like a situation that happened, the guy came and. He pushed the other guy, and he didn't know that he had a gun, and the guy turned around and shot him. And I don't know Alabama, but in Florida, he probably would have got off of it with pretty good.
Florida got some horrible laws.
Except, we do have to remember that we still in a country that based its justice on the color of skin, and I think that's wrong too.
Well, the biggest problem with the Florida law is the aggressor can set someone up to become the victim.
Right.
So you can't be the aggressor and then turn around and claim you're the victim. And so the aggressor attacks a lady for a parking space, and then when somebody comes out to stand up for the woman, the aggressor pretends to fall down and act like he's hurt, and then he wants to justify that as becoming I'm the victim. Now I can shoot you, knowing full well you did that. You set that whole scenario up just so you can shoot a person, and that's where the law is wrong in Florida. Florida needs to come out of the barbaric age and get this law straight. That is wrong, Florida. You cannot be the aggressor and the victim. Once you're the aggressor, you cannot become the victim. So if you're the aggressor and someone stands their ground, then now you are the person that we're lowering into the ground. But you can't be the aggressor and the victim too. But I think, Haseeb, we agree that we need to get rid of these machine guns. Anything that looks like a machine gun, act like a machine gun, walk like a machine gun, get rid of it, and the extended clips permanently. None of that 10-year foolishness, none of the studies. Studies can say what you want them to say. Studies are not final. Studies like climate change, you'll find scientists on both sides. Scientists that say this is extreme, scientists that say it's not so bad. Same with gun control. So forget the scientists. Let's go with society and making society feel comfortable. Get rid of the machine guns, you folks in Washington, D.C., or the states. The states can do this individually. The state capitals can each ban machine guns in their state borders and can lay down the law and say you will go to prison if you are caught with a machine gun inside the state of Alabama. The law may be challenged and it may be defeated.
H&H Financial Services in Mobile has over 20 years experience in accounting, bookkeeping, appraisals, real estate, and year-round tax preparations. Give them a call today at 251-438-1620 or visit them at 1560 St. Stephen's Road in Mobile. Let your money grow in our care at H&H Financial Services.
Car smash? Call me, Dr. James Gordon, D.C. It's about trust. No attorney? Some of our patients handle their own case. Call 476-PAIN. We get paid when the insurance company pays. It's about trust. After all, it's your money. Call 476-PAIN. The choice is yours.
Princess Creative Productions can provide affordable and professional video services for small to mid-sized businesses. Our in-studio virtual set shoots start as low as $200. Let our expert get to work on your next video project. Call 251-421-4490 to book your next shoot.
Tune in to Rise and Shine on Fox 10 on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 4 a.m. with me, James Gordon, and Henry Haseeb. Car smash? Call me, Dr. James Gordon, D.C. It's about trust. No attorney? Some of our patients handle their own cases. Call 476-PAIN. The choice is yours.